And we sleep in the outdoors.
All right, oh, very good.
Yeah, it was
All
good.
right.
It was a good time.
Now, let me ask you. Yesterday on your show, I was waiting for Rand Paul to appear, and he canceled. People don't cancel Meet the Press.
They don't. It's actually, it's unusual. It's only happened 2 other times in the program's history. Yeah.
Okay.
Louis Farrakhan was one of them.
Okay.
And now Rand Paul.
So why? What was his reason? What did he
Well, you know, look, he'd gotten himself in some trouble in the way he'd been talking about the civil rights issue and his views about limited government. And I think by the end of the week, he felt that he'd done some damage being out there. Other Republicans in the party were telling him to start avoiding the national spotlight.
But why not go on and just say, oh, I made a mistake, or let me make a correction, I meant this, I didn't realize I said that.
Yeah. Well, I don't think, it was interesting. In a note they sent to us, they felt that, you know, initially he had said he was just tired, he was exhausted at the end of the week, but then he didn't want to be dragged down by the liberal bias. I really think it was that he just got himself out there in a way that was hurting his campaign and decided that he should avoid the spotlight.
Well, let me ask you something about this whole Tea Party thing. And here's the part I don't get, because it seems like this had been brewing, a bad pun, but for a while. I mean, no, but I mean, I watched before Obama, like the eminent domain law, where the government of the Supreme Court decided, well, we can just take your property. That was one of since the beginning of American history, a man's home is his castle. That went away. We can wiretap citizens without warrant. I never saw these Tea Party people before. Why weren't they there for that? All of a sudden, now they show up.
Well, I think part of it is that they just weren't as well organized. I think the Tea Party in this incarnation, this is not a new idea that you had deficit hawks out there, and that's really what animates them. I think after the Bush administration, they were really concerned about their own party and too much government spending, and then with President Obama and health care and expansion of government. And the other big thing was the bailout package. It was the TARP that really got them animated. And it's so interesting because there's all this railing against the Obama administration. What they're really upset about is TARP, and that was under President Bush. So,
well, yeah, but it's like people don't like my favorite thing. I saw a guy, an anti-healthcare guy, going, I don't want the government messing with my Medicare. That's what the sign said. And I go, what are you doing? What are you...
Right. And the other thing is, how do you have a movement predicated on not governing and then seek to govern?
Yeah.
How does that actually going to work? And I do think it's a real question. It's like with Rand Paul. I mean, he doesn't believe in one aspect of the Civil Rights Act, that you can tell a mandate to a private business that you can't discriminate. Well, where is the line between what government should do and what it shouldn't do? Should we have OSHA laws, workplace safety rules? Should we have, what about the ban on child labor? Is that something the government shouldn't be involved in? So the question of what is the role of government, I think, is actually an important debate right now. And we're seeing it like with BP. You know, what should the government be doing?
Well, to me, BP is a perfect example. The BP seems to have done this on their own. They don't pay attention. They essentially make their own rules because they pay off everybody. That's what the Tea Party wants. Look, that's unregulated, and look what happened.
Right, but in this case, right, you have a breakdown of regulations that lead to, getting contracts and their technology breaking down. But right, I mean, at some point, the government is the only entity that can clean up after a huge mess, that can protect people. Are you okay? Everything all right? What's going on?
I've got... You was talking about politics, but I thought I heard the words DP, which... and it just made me want to just look at Venus for a little while longer, just to break the ice. And in my country, a tea party is relaxing.
Russell, the adults are talking. Okay, when we're done, we'll get back to you.
Sir, I don't think there's anything adult about drawing a veil of illusion across the minds of American people, trying to confuse them with all this rubbish, when we should simply overthrow the government and have a government based upon this.
Exactly. Well, let me ask you this. Is this Tea Party movement bigger than the Ross Perot deal first time around?
I don't think
that was really big.
Well, that was big, but you also had it channeled into a candidate who actually got votes and who ran for the presidency. But I mean, certainly fueled similarly in government not working and the debt. There's no obvious leader in the Tea Party. We don't really know what impact it's going to have on the election beyond what's happened in Kentucky so far.
Okay, now Sarah Palin. Like a couple of months ago, it was drill, baby, drill. Now, President Obama is too close to the big oil company. It's so great. It's hilarious. I don't get it. It's one or the other. What is it?
Well, I guess the criticism of the president's been that somehow he's been too deferential to BP. in terms of what they want to do and how they're going to use the technology. I mean, the problem is that BP has the better technology to take care of this thing, but government ultimately has to step in. The thing still hasn't been solved.
Well, let me ask you about this.
I feel like I have to keep watching.
I'm over here. You don't need to worry. Just drill, baby, drill, Sarah Palin says. I agree.
Yeah.
Just keep drilling.
Well, let me ask you about this. Like, these politicians lying me.
I've got stuck with an ice cube, Jay. I don't know what to do with it. I took it. It got in my mouth. I can't put it back in the drink now. I mean, eventually it will naturally disappear.
Exactly. It's a problem that will solve itself. It'll take care of itself. You know,
I'll put it here.
this Richard Blumenthal case, this guy lying about his Vietnam service.
I am listening.
I appreciate that.
I sometimes